Welcome back to your Afternoon Express Masterclass. Now, food is art, and what is art without a little colour to bring your dish to life? Well, it's time to colour our lives with PLASCON and Chef Tjaart.
My name is Tjaart, and I am a celebrity chef, cookbook author, and a private chef. So my journey started by growing herbs. The edible ones, of course, and then I had this abundance of produce. Now, what do you do with this wonderful abundance of produce? I was sick and tired of having cheese and toast for dinner, so now let's get creative, let's start cooking with all this fabulous produce, and that was my inspiration to get me into the kitchen. So what you're going to be seeing today is me making some wonderful cinnabuns. We're going to start with the dough, we're going to roll it out, we're going to put some wonderful fillings inside, then of course that little bit of texture coming through from the apricots, bake them off and then cover it with a gorgeous glaze. So to make my cinnamon buns, I'm going to be taking my milk that I've just warmed and I add a little bit to my yeast just to activate the yeast to get it sort of growing up, and of course it needs some food. Now whilst that's sort of bubbling up, I'm going to start mixing my wet ingredients. From there, I'm going to take in the flour, put my flour in, and then take that yeast that's all sort of bubbled up and sort of got going and it's woken up, pop that into there, and then onto medium speed, just start bringing that dough together. And you'll just see how it comes together so beautifully, so effortlessly. So my real forte is on the baking spectrum, sweet things. I mean, who hasn't got a sweet tooth in them? And then you start talking about things that are sweet, you know, beautiful dessert. It might be something that's large and for sharing, like a big pavlova. So anything that's got a bit of sweetness. So my color today I've chosen is orange. It's spring, there's always these fabulous sort of spring colors, of a whole array of colors, like a whole rainbow selection of colors. And with that, dried apricots. I mean, I just love them, their intensity, but then incorporating them into cinnamon buns just takes them onto a whole different level. I love that color, it just makes me so happy. I'm gonna take that dough, I'm gonna pop it into an oiled bowl. That oil bowl is going to sit somewhere warm if you want to speed up the process, or just anywhere out of a draft. Allow that to double in size. It could take an hour, it could take an hour and a half, it could take 2 hours. Just allow it to prove up. Well, food to me really is about, you know, celebration in every form. I love to entertain. You know, I've got this grand big table. I love having lots of people around my home and just, you know, sharing great produce, great ideas, great dishes, and so on and so forth. And just, you know, talking, drinking, and just having lots of fun. Once that is all proved, we're going to take it back. We're going to knock it. All those carbon dioxide bubbles that have been in there from the yeast, we're going to knock them out. We're just going to sort of lightly knead it again together, and then it's time to roll out the dough. From there, it's your topping. So for that topping, or the inside of your cinnamon buns, we've of course got some brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and just for that extra pop of color is some wonderful orange zest. 95% of what we decide on a dish is made up by that visual appeal. And if it's got color, color makes us happy, it creates those wonderful endorphins to us, and then we just want to get stuck in and eat the dish. Cooking in the kitchen is all about feeling. I mean, your hands tell you an incredible story. And you know, when you sort of work in that dough with the cinnamon buns, it's just such a sensual experience. And I'm all about creating a wonderful sensual experience. So it starts in the kitchen with that wonderful feeling. Now, get the perfect size pieces, you know, cut in half, and then each half in half and half, and half and half and half and half, and everything just gets cut in half at every stage. Those, you know, put onto a greased butter tray. So the remaining butter, you know, grease your tray, pop your little spirals in, making sure they are face up, of course, and then you allow them to do a second proof. I know it takes a bit of time, and it's a real labor of love, but it's worth it. Allow them to again almost double in size, and then from there, you go into a hot oven, covered with tin foil I might add to start with for the first bake. Lovely hot oven, 180 degrees, pop them in there for about sort of 20-25 minutes. Once after that time has passed, remove the foil and then finish baking it until they're lovely and golden brown. Pop them out of the baking tray once they've cooled very slightly, and then my glaze. So we're talking icing sugar, lemon juice, vanilla. We're gonna mix and incorporate all of those things together, and then we're gonna pop it and drizzle it all on the top there, just for that extra sweetness. And before that little glaze sets, a few more sprinkles of dried apricots on top, and I mean, there we go. Cinnamon buns done in a heartbeat at home. Home bakes, you cannot beat it. What I love most about being a chef is, meeting new people all the time. Different walks of life coming through the doors. That to me is what I really enjoy. And then taking what my real passion is, food, and giving it to them, seeing their faces light up. I mean, what a combination, food and people.
Ay, 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 look how creative Chef Tjaart can be. I mean, I'm loving seeing that. And also, it's so interesting to see being able to draw inspiration from color in your kitchen.
Absolutely, well, it's all around you. If you look at my kitchen, you've got all those sort of shelves, and there's all sorts of different colors, and, a little bit of inspiration goes a long way in what our food looks like.